This weekend, Bournemouth are making the longest trip of the Premier League for a 12:30pm kickoff at St James's Park against Newcastle. Some coaches, Tom, are leaving Weymouth at 12:15am, so it's an early start for them. We are travelling to a club that are flying high in the Premier League, but so are we, right? Bournemouth are 10 games unbeaten in all comps, and Newcastle, well, they've won 9 in a row. It's our special one versus our former special one in the Northeast. It promises to be a cracker. Welcome to the big match preview on Back of the Net. My name's Sam.
My name's Tom.
We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel, so if you want to do us a favour, Mags, Geordies, do a couple of things.
Oh, please do. Have you seen the time of this kickoff?
Have you seen it? I mean, they had the same, but yeah.
Yeah. So click subscribe, click like, click the bell. Done. Thank you.
Eddie Howe has never beaten Bournemouth in the Premier League, so this could be the toughest test we'll ever have on Tyneside, right? Because he's going to want to put that right, or does he still love Bournemouth that he's going to let us get a point? Who knows? We're threadbare at the moment, though. We have kids on the bench, and we're facing a team who are absolutely purring. Plus, they've only probably got one of the best strikers in world football at the moment. Can we keep him quiet? Well, last time we went to St James's Park, we kept their fans quiet. We were winning 2-1 until the last minute when a former Cherry, and a friend of the channel, popped up and netted. Here's what happened.
Goes into Bradford.
Yeah. Oh my God, he slips. Oh my God, and Dom Sankey sinks in. Wow. Whilst we're celebrating, penalty review. Went the right way. Yeah!
Marici, we love you, but we didn't love you then. That was in February of last year. Goalless first half, and then we took the lead. Dom Solanke with a goal where he closed down Dubravka, who slipped. I think they got a penalty. Anthony Gordon notched it, and then we went 2-1 up. Some guy called Antoine Semenyo.
He's all right,
He's all right. And then we thought we could hold on until Matt Ritchie equalised. By the way, Newcastle fans might not know this unless they've watched like every other video we've done since that event we went to at the club, where I was just walking to the toilet. Former Cherries stars littered everywhere. We didn't realise that Matt Ritchie was there. Until that is, I just walked towards the toilet and then I get this little tap on the shoulder. I was like, love your channel, by the way. I was like, oh my God, it's Matt Ritchie.
Great moment. What a guy as well. What a guy.
And he said, I enjoy watching you and Tom on YouTube. I was like, we've enjoyed watching you in a red and black shirt for so many years. But that was his first Premier League goal since 2020. Last season, they were set for Europe. And then the FA Cup final happened.
Yeah, killed him, didn't it?
It did. But this season, they are flying high. They had a bit of a shaky start. One of the games against us, where we should have won 2-1, but we didn't, thanks to VAR game. What happened there, Tom?
Oh, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous how that was given handball. Still the worst decision of the Premier League this season.
Well, you know, like Joe Linton, Newcastle fans, he scored a goal for you that was identical to Dango Ouattara popping up. But alas, that goal was given, but our goal was not. But Eddie, we need to talk about him because a lot of Newcastle fans, not everyone, but there was a growing sentiment that he's not quite cut out for it. Of course he is.
I just yawn every time I see it. Not really. Newcastle fans are great, really. It tends to be just the wider, footballing world seems goals. Eddie taking them as far as he can. Like, just chill out. Just give him time because he'll sort them out. 9 wins in a row. Not bad, is it? He's just, honestly, I knew he would. And he's playing no disrespect, by the way, because they're good footballers. But he's doing it with Jacob Murphy, with Dan Bird. He's not doing it with, all the rich in the world. Yes, he's got one of the best strikers around, of course, but he's doing it with some of the players. I mean, it's, absolutely remarkable, and I'm not surprised. Never am when Eddie does anything, to be honest with you. So, I'm glad to see him doing well, because apart from the time we play him, pretty much want him to win most weeks, because obviously
100%.
because of that. Then Bournemouth links, a lot of Bournemouth links, by the way. Swanja Lown's even there.
Yeah.
Stephen Purchase,
Simon
Jason
Weatherston,
Tindall.
Graham
Loads
Jones, of course.
Yeah,
loads of them. And look, they're 4th in the Premier League at the moment, and look at that sequence of W's. That is absolutely superb. If you look outside the dotted lines, you can see there is one other club that is unbeaten, and that is us. We are in 8th place at the moment, and we would love to go a little bit higher by getting the points at St James's Park, but it's going to be a tough one, as you can see from the form table, where Newcastle United, in their last 6, are top. AFC Bournemouth, though, we are holding their own, because we are in 6th place.
That last 6, they've let in 1 goal.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been remarkable. They really have. And that's why you're going to now show me the baseline tracker where they're above us, and they shouldn't be in the baseline tracker because they're a bigger football club and a better football club than Man United and Tottenham. Move on.
The other 14 is a table that shows your form against the other 14 outside the big 6. And look, it's not just in the league where they're excelling, because they've basically got 1 foot on the Wembley turf already as well, Tom, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they won't like us saying that, because I'm sure they'll still be nervous. But I think the more the fact, if they were going back to the Emirates 2-0 up, I'd go, you never know. But at St James's, they ain't losing by 2 to Arsenal, I don't think. Never know, but I don't think so. So yeah, they could be in the final again, and I mean, they'll be hoping Spursy don't goal Spursy, but they'll probably have Liverpool. But on a one-off game, mate, you never know. So yeah, I'd love if Eddie gets a trophy for him. Oh, be amazing. So I'd love to do that. So I think they should just think about that, really. Concentrate on that. You've won 9 in a row.
Yeah. Don't worry about this game.
Take a point, move on.
We're at the QP, which is the home of AFC Bournemouth fans on a match day when it's at the Vitality Stadium. Drinks before, drinks afterwards, but also community events during the week as well. We had a nice community day on Wednesday. Mandy and Simon got together and sorted that out. Plenty of fans here, chatting all things football, having teas, coffees and cakes, pool, darts, you name it, it was all going on here. They're going to try to do some more events like that as time goes on here. And this, of course, is the courtroom, and this is where it all happened. This is your room. This is back of the net's room, but it's your room, so it's available to hire. So if you've got an event, a reception or any kind of thing, as you're a subscriber to the channel, you must be, right? If you're not, click that button, then you can have it for free, and Joe and the team will take care of you here. And it's the home of the £10 roast, Tom, as well.
It is indeed. Well, £9 for some, £9 if you're a season ticket holder, mate. Yeah, some of us are, and then £10 for everyone else. But yeah, so it's a good roast as well, mate. So yeah, make sure you check it out.
And if you haven't subscribed, you must have done it by now, because I did just tell you to. Like the video as well. But there's reason to get this content on your newsfeed regularly, especially if you're a Geordie, because there's plenty of content coming up, all geared towards talking about Newcastle United.
Oh, they will indeed, mate, because we'll have to do the reaction after the game, straight after. Obviously, if you're on the Telegram, which is the Ko-fi for everyone that supports us, I'll be doing the old player ratings from the game. We'll have the vlog out maybe Sunday if you can. Do what you can, mate.
I'll do my best.
And then we'll dissect it a bit more detail at the start of the week when we're in the second look. So, lots to talk about.
In terms of Newcastle United's recent form, then, we need to talk about it. But what we'll do is we'll go from the start of December, because the run sort of happened a little bit into it. But they had Liverpool at home, and 3-3 against them. It's a bloody good game on TV, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And then they nearly beat them. But yeah, it was Liverpool were doing well at the time, obviously still are. So yeah, that was a good point. And to put 3 past Liverpool's no mean feat. Then I was really surprised to see them lose to Brentford. But at that time in particular, Brentford were like unstoppable at home, weren't they?
Yeah.
Swept Leicester aside, I think it was 4. And then they did manage to beat, obviously, Brentford in the Cup.
Yeah.
Going to Ipswich, which some teams have found quite difficult.
Chelsea were one of them.
Yeah, Chelsea, Tottenham, and they went there and just smashed them 4-0. Beat Villa 3-0, which is a difficult thing to do. United, they went there and won 2-0, which is all right.
Shake hands, everyone could do that.
Yeah, well, we don't normally settle for 2. Went to Spurs, and Spurs went Spurs, and Newcastle got the job done there. The Arsenal win in the Cup was really impressive. Thought they were brilliant in that game there, just tactically. So astute in that game to play Arsenal. A big win over Bromley.
Huge.
After going behind, and then obviously slapped up Wolves the other day. So yeah, they are flying, mate. There's quite a few goals in there, and I think Isaac scored in all of them, I think.
Yeah, so Newcastle have won their last 9 matches in all competitions. They're looking to win 10 in a row for the first time in their entire history. absolutely superb. Now, one of the stats about Eddie Howe is that he's been in charge for all 13 Premier League meetings between Newcastle and Bournemouth, and he's won just 2 of these games as manager, of course, as AFC Bournemouth manager. So, look, we've spoke about Isak, we've spoke about some of the stars of the side, but like you say, I think one of his key strengths is taking these players like, you know, your Jacob Murphys and stuff, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But they have got a smattering of other stars, like, I mean, their midfield's
been incredible lately.
Bruno,
Joe Linton, Tonali. Them 3 have been, I think it's getting overlooked because of how good Isak's been, and Gordon, to be fair, with the numbers. That midfield 3, in particular, I'd say, Tonali's gone to another level recently. It's one of the best midfield 3s in the league at the moment, for sure. And then fullbacks, by the way, like, put it this way, if England were playing tomorrow in a big game and you said Livramento and Hall are my fullbacks, I'd go, yeah, fine. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. They've been brilliant. Lewis Hall in particular has been incredible, but we've got to remember to boo Livramento. He was a scummer. But yeah, they just keep going, and be interested if they play at centre half, because obviously Dan Burn's been brilliant, but Botman's back now, and obviously Shah's been good for him. So in all areas of the pitch, really, I think if they were honest, they'd probably go, we could do with a little bit more competition on that right, because Murphy's carrying the burden, and Barnes is injured, but what Murphy's been doing and what Eddie's been getting out of him has been really impressive. You
sense that Eddie's maybe learnt over the years, and especially over his time at Newcastle, from his frailties where he's maybe not got over the line in certain fixtures and certain runs, because at the moment it's looking superb, but it doesn't matter whether they're playing, you know, the big teams or the smaller teams, they're grinding out results. There have been some games where the performance hasn't been overly great for
He's adapted
them.
to the
they
opposition.
still win.
Yeah, I thought the Arsenal game he adapted. He went, we're not just going to go gun-ho here. We'll have chances in transitions against Arsenal, but we've got to be defensively sound against them and have a bit more of a low block so we don't give them any room, and that's exactly what they did. So yeah, the game management's been really impressive lately.
Really good. Let's check out our head-to-head between them then. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see them on screen. On the pod, just head over to YouTube. Easy. It's our pinned video on our YouTube homepage, but we last beat them in November in 2023. That was a 2-0, wasn't it? A Dom Solanke double, Tom.
It was indeed, and that was when Iraola really started purring, didn't he, for us? I don't think we haven't lost them since COVID, have we? I mean, we have lost them since it was in the League Cup, which we didn't care about. It was an own goal, wasn't it? But yeah, we've done all right against them lately, and as I said before, mate, I always go to St James's, always thinking, oh God, this is going to be so horrible if we can skank a point. And they always come out pleasantly surprised.
We are winless in our last 4 visits there, though.
Lovely.
But in terms of our overall record, away in the league against Newcastle, Bournemouth have won 2, drawn 3, lost 3. So that slightly favours Newcastle.
I like that. I've been to 100% of our wins there.
That's beautiful. In all competitions, 1-5, drawn 8, lost 7. So yeah, it's an horrible kickoff time, 12:30. It ain't great. People are flying, people are catching the coach, people are driving.
But yeah, early kickoff. I'd just like to thank the Premier League for Newcastle v Bournemouth. All they got to do is Newcastle play Bournemouth twice in a season.
Yeah.
One home, one away. Furthest travelling fixture. Don't make them both early. They were early kick-off against us, weren't they, at our place?
Newcastle fans, look, this is an interesting stat that you might like to hear. You're unbeaten in your last 6 Premier League games, kicking off at 12:30
How do you do this?
on a Saturday. Bournemouth, right, have lost 8 of their last 11 Premier League games, kicking off at 12:30, including all such 4 games away from home in this run. But look, records need to be beaten and records need to be changed, right?
Yeah.
Also, what needs to be changed is Bournemouth's injury record. We'll
don't.
start off with Newcastle, though. They've got a few players unavailable. I think only about 4, but most of them long-term-ish.
Yeah, Lascelles, who's probably not one of their starters now anyway, obviously. Obviously, we know about Callum Wilson. Real shame for him, but he's out. Harvey Barnes and the goalkeeper, Nick Pope. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of their main injury concerns. I think Shah's now back from suspension. It looks like Botman's all right. So, yeah, they're in a decent place.
As for AFC Bournemouth, though, that could be a separate show. However, Andoni Iraola had his press conference this morning, and the local and national media were there to ask him the big questions. But it turns out that we will not be recovering anyone new since the Chelsea game. In terms of James Hill, that's the key question on most people's lips. He won't be available, which is absolutely gutting. So we do not have a fit right back. In fact, I think Iraola is the only fit right back we have at the club right now. He did say that his players have kept going and to keep fighting. He says there are a lot of excuses available with the injuries, but his squad are not taking them and they are fighting them. His words were, "I admire them because it is not easy." Tom, we've got a list here which includes Evan Nilsson, Senesi, Araujo, Tavernier, Alex Scott, Sinistera, Adam Smith, Unal. Not great.
Not ideal at the moment, is it?
We will have Balaga.
Yeah, we'll have him back in goal, which will mean probably our most experienced player on the bench will be Mark Travers. And it is, the Newcastle fans are aware, it is literally going to be a development team on the bench. So, it's going to be tough for us. But as I say, it's weird, isn't it? Because all these injuries have transpired in a 10-game unbeaten run. And that's why we love Andoni so much. But hopefully, we're thinking as Bournemouth fans, this is probably the last one. And then hopefully we've got a week till the next game, Forest at home. We'll have a few back. I think a few have started to train and stuff now. So, and hopefully some signings in as well.
If you're a producer for TNT Sport and you've got to sort out your pre-match coverage and you're looking for a player to watch for both sides, this one's probably obvious, isn't it? Especially for them.
Isak.
And then for us?
Semenyo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
fair.
That's what they'll probably feature on.
I do think it will be interesting. So we've had Tyler Adams and Ryan Christie and Lewis Cook have been sensational for us lately in the middle of the pitch. Unfortunately, Lewis Cook might have to play right back because of our injuries. But having said that, Adams and Christie have been brilliant and they played in the middle against Chelsea in the second half when Cook had to go right back and were brilliant. And we alluded to the fact that Tonali and Bruno in particular have been incredible for them. I do think that's going to be a real, who's going to win that midfield battle, because they've been brilliant in midfield, but so have we. And if we can stop them, I think we can stop a lot. So that's going to be one to watch for me as well.
Isak scored 8 in a row, chasing down Jamie Vardy's record now, because he scored 11, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ruud van Nistelrooy 10. Wonder if he will net against AFC Bournemouth.
I think that game after Southampton, so he only needs to net against Bournemouth, and then he's going to equal the record, isn't he, pretty much? So
Probably. Yeah. The referee for Saturday's game, what?
I don't stop telling me who the ref is.
Why?
They're all shit.
Stuart Atwell, he's in charge. He's taken 2 of our other games this season. Away at Everton.
Oh, lovely.
Lindsay Lohan. And home against Brighton.
He did send someone off though, didn't he, in that game?
Yeah.
Brighton player, so take it.
Okay, let's do a played for both then. We have got some initials and we're doing a 4-4-2 here. You can see it on screen. We're going there's a couple of positions that we've had to kind of change.
You always do.
However, let's see what we've got then. Right.
I knew there was only one goalie, Freddie Woodman.
Freddie Woodman's in goal. Talk me through this back four then.
Is that?
It's basically wing backs-ish.
Is that the bloke that I don't really know, but he's always there, Wayne Faraday?
Yeah, of course it is.
I don't know who he is, but now WF's just him.
Yeah.
Sylvain Distin, Lloyd Kelly.
Yeah.
And have you put Matt Ritchie at left back?
I've had to. Sorry, Matt. I've just had to.
Not bad. I'm not telling you who the right winger is. Dan Gosling.
Why not?
Don't care. Dan Gosling in the middle with...
Why aren't you going to say his name?
The little rat on the right. Dan Gosling and GP. Is that another one that I just don't know, but he come up against Chelsea? Gavin Peacock.
Yeah. He went to Newcastle from Bournemouth, probably as a result of our cup exploits there.
Oh, okay. And the left winger also played for Chelsea as well, Christian Atsu.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. And Callum Wilson and Leon Best, who Leon Best is child actually plays for the kids at Bournemouth, so he's still down there, Leon Best. Nice little one. Yes, I'm trying to think. Let us know if there's any more, because I feel like there should be more. But you could do a staff 11.
Yeah,
probably.
You could, yeah.
I can't think of any more off the top of my head. So let us know if you can.
Lloyd Kelly, of course, is one of them, and he's under some transfer scrutiny at the moment because he's not really settled at Newcastle. Has not hit the ground running like Geordies would have expected.
Yeah, no, or, myself either. I thought that he might. I certainly thought they had better centre backs, but I thought, well, they're struggling a little bit at left back. I think he'll go in there over Burn and be pretty solid at left back. Didn't anticipate Lewis Hall doing what he's done, so that's affected him. But the problem for Lloyd is when he has come in and been called upon, he hasn't been great for them. So I'm surprised they haven't. As far as we're aware at the moment, it looks like they're rejecting kind of the transfer inquiries and that from Fenerbahce, I believe, which surprises me because they got him for nothing in terms of transfer fees. So I'm surprised they're not just taking the money and running. Maybe Eddie's thinking, only a couple of injuries and we could be in trouble.
True.
And it looks like they're looking more likely to cash in on Almiron now. So, and Kelly's still at a decent age, so maybe they just think he'll get to grips with it. But not been ideal for him. It's a weird one because they've had him that they are not happy with. They had the one that won't be named who wasn't that good. But then they've had Callum Wilson and Matt Ritchie who have been brilliant. So they've had a bit of bit of up and down with Bournemouth transfers, haven't they?
Okay, let's do match stats. Okay, so he's taking a look at the last 4 league games for Newcastle, checking out their form. So that was 2 home games, that was Villa and Wolves, 2 away, Man United and Spurs, which would usually be tough. But of course, with both teams in the bottom half of the league, is it? Well, not for Newcastle. They won all 4. And what you can see on screen, if you're watching on YouTube, is a comparison between the goals and the XG. Newcastle have scored 10, XG estimates 9.32, slightly up on that. They've conceded just the 1 with the XGC at 3.80. The average positions from the starting lineups of their last 4 games are below. There's no real clear pattern apart from keeping a high line. I suppose the position against Wolves may be most relevant as they counter-attack just like we do. And what you can now see on screen is a plot that compares the summary stats of Newcastle and AFCB over the last 4 games. Unusually, and this doesn't always happen, AFCB are behind in every statistic, which possibly underlines how tough this game could be. Newcastle have got a slightly higher possession percentage than AFCB, with both around the 50% mark, so that's ideal. We probably want them to have the ball, as per what we did with Chelsea in the second half. Pass completion is in Newcastle's favour, and they've also got a higher percentage of chances created from open play as well. It's going to be a toughie. Right, time to do teams. All right, Tom, we've got Newcastle's team in front of us here with a 4-3-3 formation.
I can't be too I try and make some wild shouts and that. The run they're on, you keep that momentum, don't you? You keep going with it. They've got Southampton next week, so they can put the kids out. I'm going to go. I mean, at the moment they have to play Dubravka in goal. So I
thought he said goodbye. It's almost like he was saying goodbye.
Yeah, I know he has said it a few times, but they haven't got Pope and he hasn't gone anywhere, so I assume he's still in goal. Livramento will be at right back. I'm going to go Botman and Byrne. They could bring Shah back in potentially over Botman. That was my thinking, but another clean sheet with Botman and Byrne, and then Hall will be left back. Tonali, Bruno G and Joe Linton have to be the midfield 3. And then they have got people like Willock and Longstaff available, but I think they'll go with them 3.
That front 3, mate.
Yeah, Jacob Murphy and Gordon either side of Isak. Hopefully Isak's just randomly got a cold or something, but
love that.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be their front 3. So yeah, I think with the momentum and stuff they're on at the moment, they'll be silly to change too much. And as I say, they've got a free hit next week.
4-2-3-1 for AFC Bournemouth then. This team may pick itself, but you know what? Tom sometimes leaves an impact player on the bench. Looks like you might have.
Yes, I done it last game against Chelsea where it looked like it picked itself, but I said I think he might leave Cliver off just to give us an impact. That's exactly what he did. So I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to play Cliver. So Kepa's going to come back in goal. Obviously, he was ineligible in the last game. I think we're going to have to play Lewis Cook at right back. Yeah. Zabani and House in centre-backs and Kirk as left-back. Adams and Christie in the middle. As I say, I think Clivert's going to come back into the 10. I'm going to put Semenyo over to the left, and I'm going to play David Brooks on the right. But I'm going to leave Dango on the bench because I think he can play a number of positions. He is an impact sub, and I think he'll be the one that we put on there, and we'll start Dan Jebison up front, who has played a fair bit of football. He went on loan at Watford, if you weren't aware, Newcastle fans, and was basically like their 5th choice striker. We've had to call him back, along with 2 players from Carlisle, who are bottom of League 2. They'll be on our bench, along with a few other kids. But I think he's going to have to start one. I think it's going to be Jebison. And if it's not Jebison, I think he'll play Cliver up front and play Winterburn.
Right.
I think he will leave Dango on the bench as the impact. He's done it with Clivert against Chelsea, and I think this time he'll do it with Dango. He said about Clivert, he's quick, he makes impact, he can play in other positions. That's Dango. And he likes a finisher, so that's what I'm going to go with.
There have been a few times where you have named the exact starting 11 for AFC Bournemouth, and you've given the reasons for it as well. All I'm thinking is, when that day comes and Andoni Iraola has to go, Frano, Thiago, this man here is available.
I don't know. Can you go pretty much pub and that?
No, he can't.
Nah, leave it.
Right, prediction time then. This one's going to be very difficult, but what I can tell you is 4 of the last 5 Premier League meetings between Newcastle and Bournemouth have ended level. Both teams, by the way, have scored in 5 of the last 6 Premier League meetings between the two sides at St James's, exception being a 1-0 win for the Cherries in November 2017. Who scored in that one?
Steve Cook. Steve Cook. I was there, absolutely limbs in that way, and I nearly died.
Another stat to think of is that Bournemouth's Justin Cliver. He scored more penalty goals than any other player in the Premier League this season, with 6 of his 7 goals coming from the spot. Only Joshua King, by the way, with 12, who scored more top flight goals from the penalty spot for the Cherries than Justin. So maybe Justin's going to notch.
Well, I feel like I definitely remember the last time we went there, Gordon scored a pen, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And Isak scored a pen maybe the time before in a 1-1 draw. So there's always a pen there.
Yeah, I think there will be a pen. But the main thing we need to know is the score, Tom. What are you go for?
Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? Something's got to end. They've won 9 in a row. We're 10 unbeaten. Something's got to end. I can't say we're going to lose. I said exactly the same against Chelsea. I feel like it's probably going to be a step too far, but we're going to nick a point. We're going to nick a point. 1-1.
I think Newcastle are going to win 2-1.
That's fine. I think that's what we did against Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but listen, why not? I've got to be confident. If you can't be a little bit confident when you're 10 unbeaten, when can you? And I know they're on unbelievable. It's a horrible time to play and you think, oh my God, we're 10 unbeaten. Who we got next? Team that won 9 in a row. Great. But you never know. We need centre-halves to have a good game. We need them to have an off day in front of goal because I think we'll get chances. So, yeah.
And they'll be tired because they've played,
Yeah, they played a little bit closer to this fixture. And, and Eddie's a good guy. He won't want to beat the boys.
Well, there you go. Whether you've been listening or you've been watching this, we appreciate your time. Make sure you do those things that Tom said. Or if you're listening via the pod, you can also leave a review. That'd be truly appreciated. We're looking forward to seeing you in the pub and at half time.
Yes.
That's in James's Park. Safe travels. Until then, up
the Cherries. I'm going to go Friday, Burnley, Sunderland. It's on the telly. I'm going to be in there with all the Geordies cheering on Scott Parker's boys. Love it. Fuck the Mackhams.